Welcome to my magical coach ride straight to hell. I'm Magic, and this is Magic's Monologue. Today, we have my reaction series of women, and sometimes men, taking L's. So, grab a drink from the minibar in the back, and let's get this coach rolling down to the river Styx.
And be part of our family. So if you could pray for us, we appreciate it. I love you guys. Bye.
Let me stop this one here. This kid's dog just died. Watch what this Mother of the Year does.
Video, come closer. I'm closer. I'm closer. Put your head right here. Come closer. Closer, down. Put your head down here. Act like you're crying. Really quick.
I am crying.
Go like this.
No, Mom, I'm actually seriously crying.
No, I know, but go like this for the video. Go like this. Put one hand up. Go like this. No, go like this. Put your hand like this. But let them see your mouth. Let them see your mouth.
No, Mom, I'm actually crying.
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I'm actually crying.
I know. Look at me. Look at me. Look at the camera. Look at the camera. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Remember what I have always said? Social media is female kryptonite, stuffed like a creamy center with unearned attention and validation, wrapped in crack and served in a heavy dopamine sauce. I have no kind words. In the comments below, gentlemen, share your thoughts.
The most eye-opening thing I ever learned about men was from my college human sexuality class, where the professor told us that men don't actually like women. Not all men.
Really? Because I don't see massive rallies and demonstrations where thousands of men wearing penis hats and screaming, "We don't need women. We are strong, independent men."
Sure, but hang in. He said that the way that our society socializes boys to, quote, become men is not to tell them how to be men, it's just to teach them how to not be women.
The view expressed in this video is extremely gynocentric and aggressively asserts that women are the reference by which all things are to be measured.
Don't cry, be a man. Don't be a pussy, be a man. Don't be weak, be a man. Don't be sensitive, be a man. Don't like those things. Those are girl things.
Has that been the way it's been the last 150,000 years? Because if it didn't work, we wouldn't be here. Teaching a boy to master his emotion and not be swayed by them doesn't count as a step toward masculinity, as proper men have always done, but instead a step away from femininity. This is classic feminist rhetoric. Secondly, her premise rests on hypocrisy. Feminism has more or less always asserted that it's sexist to say things like crying, showing emotion, acknowledging feelings, etc. are female traits. However, feminists have come full circle and are now saying that teaching boys to not do these things isn't teaching them to be men. It's teaching them not to be women, thus acknowledging these things are female traits. Confused yet? No matter how much women say they want a sensitive man who is in touch with his feelings and not to cry, their actions prove they will lose attraction for you if you show weakness and too much emotion. This is why historically male socialization focused on stoicism for many reasons.
And the tool we use to do that kind of socializing, to steer them away from feminine things, is shame. And you just can't go your whole life being told that the worst thing you could do is be like a woman and expect to actually like women at the end of that.
I find it interesting she talks about shame, when shame is not only a tool of women and part of their lexicon. Men are not women. We were not designed to be women, process emotionally like women. Yet feminism wants you to believe we should all be like women. A male who processes like a female is a potential danger to society, since he is all up in his feelings and is likely to kill someone over how he feels. This is why the first thing a responsible male role model teaches young boys is self-control and the nature of order, which means don't be female, since men are order and female nature is chaos.
But they are also taught that their sexual attractiveness to women and their ability to get women is a status symbol in front of other men. So they will sexually pursue women, but they don't actually like them as people.
Well, this is crap. We pursue women because we're men, and it's a biological imperative to reproduce and spread our seed far and wide. Mating with a pretty woman is a plus. However, we are not driven to the same kinds of status like women. We are all about conquering who's the strongest and survival of the fittest. It is women who pursue men far more over status than the other way around. By the way, it's called hypergamy. What's that bumper sticker on many women's car? Oh yeah, if you're rich, I'm single. Never forget, the village peasant 8 times out of 10 will leave her husband, boyfriend for the duke, prince, or king.
This is how patriarchal masculinity socializes men, and why shame, violence, and disgust are so intricately linked.
If anything, I would say her whole video is merely a setup to justify the fact that she and feminist ideology actually hate men, not the other way around, as they project. In the comments below, gentlemen, give your analysis on what this kind of and loving woman has had to say. This female tweets, "Men, if the DNA confirms this baby is not yours, it doesn't change the fact you must take responsibility for the baby." Excuse me? Is that some E. coli or what? Talk about serious delusional entitlement. The sad part, gentlemen, is she's actually serious. How many of you would like her to be the mother of your children? Talk about taking an L. This young female, I'm not going to call her a lady, tweeted out, "Tell me why, as I was swiping on Tinder, I saw my boyfriend." Well, the first thing that comes to mind is, what were you doing on Tinder? The second thing, you know what you are, what you attract. The third thing, due to your total lack of accountability, you two deserve each other. And please do the world a favor, don't procreate. I just love classic tropes. Men who expect sex from girls 'cause they paid for dinner, you think I'm worth $60. Yeah, that's how she wrote it. Well, according to your own fan site, you set the introductory rate at $15. So I don't know what you're complaining for. But seriously, guys, I doubt she sees the irony of her life choices nor accountability. Another from the We Don't Need Men department. don't know what happened. It just died. I will say, however, she does look nice in those high-heel boots, but not the cost of an Audi engine nice. Women say men are liars and dogs. Really? Because by and large, we're not the ones who literally put a false face on every morning and or use photo filters on our dating profiles. And they wonder why so many women get ghosted after the first meeting. I had this happen to me recently, and you know what I did? I called her out on it. I told her using a photo filter was no different than catfishing. And I turned around and I left her in the coffee shop. I then headed over to my favorite sushi bar for some sushi and sashimi and washed it all down with some sake.
Real estate license. Is that what everyone does when their dreams are crushed? I feel like that's like the only way out. I don't want to do that. Can you even picture me selling houses?
Oh, poor baby. You might actually have to work for a living.
Hi, welcome in. Here's the kitchen. Here's the bathroom. Do you like it? Do you want to buy it? This is my entire job, is just doing that. And then there's other stuff that's boring.
Yes, folks, life is so hard. I will make sympathy videos on TikTok and cry about it for attention and validation. Could you imagine her as your soon-to-be wife or girlfriend?
I'm sorry, no offense to you guys, but that sounds so boring.
For those of you who are dating someone like her, let me slap you upside the back of your head and ask you, how do you think this is going to work out long term, dummy? If you're dating someone like her, do better. If you marry her, then you get what you deserve.
Men who look at the bill too long are broke. If I'm on a date and the guy reaches to pick up the check and doesn't immediately look over the bill quickly, put his card in, and call it a day, I will think that he isn't used to picking up the check regularly on a date, which will make me think that he actually can't afford it and has no money, which means he cannot afford me. You only need to look at the bill for about 4 seconds and then that's it.
Gee, I wonder why she's still single. Talk about projection of your own issues. Let's just call her what she is, a gold digger. How many of you take longer than 4 seconds to calculate a tip? I know I do. Most of the time, I'm deciding if I'm going to give 20 or 25% if I thought you as a server was excellent. In the comments below, how many of you think she's worth dating, and on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate her? Before you go, please give me a thumbs up to help others see this video. Hit the bell and subscribe so you know when I post more videos. Also, check out my community page for polls and other stuff I'll post on occasion. If you see any other videos, stories you feel I should comment on or do a story of, send them to stories@magicsmonologue.com. Until next time, and you can join me on the coach ride straight to hell.